good to know what we talk about.
Yeah. What do you mean?
The topics that pop up. It's like, yeah, this is what you should expect. Really? That's good to know. I didn't know.
We're on, John.
We are on.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
You're like continuing a conversation. Hey, everybody, we're on David Johnny Live. Woo!
Yay.
Sorry we're late. A little late today.
It happens.
Happens. We had things out of our control, right?
Well, yeah, it happens.
Happens.
It's too bad.
Things happen.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. We're here. We're on. I've got all my new guys here, new Amiibo.
Can you introduce them?
Introducing. This is new Amiibo released from Nintendo today. I guess we'll get right into it. New Amiibo came out. 4 Amiibo released. Best Buy only shipped 3 out of the 4 on time to me.
Oh.
The other one I'm getting on Monday. So.
Which is another Pokemon.
Yeah, so this one is a Pokemon. This is Ivysaur, a brand new Amiibo that released today from Nintendo. Of course, I am an Amiibo collector. I have all the North American Amiibo releases, so when new Amiibo come out, I get them. I always get them, and I usually talk about them on Dave and Johnny Live. So Ivysaur is a Pokemon. The other Pokemon that's coming out is Squirtle. I don't have my Squirtle, the turtle, yet.
It's funny, like Squirtle's the first form, is it not? Like Ivysaur is the second form.
I don't know anything about Pokemon. I just collect Amiibo.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a Pokemon guy.
I'm not a Pokemon guy either, but I know that because just you've seen enough Pokemon, just watching it, you can tell like different forms.
I haven't seen enough Pokemon. I haven't seen any Pokemon, really.
You know it's been around like forever, Pokemon.
Yeah, I know Pokemon's been around forever, but I don't watch it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not into it. I'm not into Pokemon. I know it's very popular, but it's not for me.
It's not for me either, but just you see it enough times, it's like you kind of figure little things out.
I know Pikachu is a Pokemon.
Has a movie.
I know the
Pikachu.
Pokemon that I know, you know?
Right.
The Pokemon that I have as Amiibo. I know them.
So you didn't see the Detective Pikachu movie. You have the Amiibo Detective Pikachu, but you haven't seen the movie for it.
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen any Pokemon movies. I don't think I've ever watched an episode of Pokemon TV.
I think I probably may have seen 1 or 2.
And I've never really played the Pokemon games.
Again, maybe 1 or 2.
The only Pokemon game I played was that Pokemon fighting game that came out on the, I guess, Wii U.
I played the 64 one, Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. Pokemon Battle, whatever.
Well, they're just fighting, right? So it's kind of pretty much the same thing,
It's just a fighting game, though.
Yeah.
It's not a Pokemon game, you know?
Right.
I'm not into a lot of those slow RPG games. When I play video games, I like action.
Well, with Pokemon, it's kind of like Mario now in a sense where it's just there's so many different varieties of Pokemon now. They have like Pokemon like puzzle kind of games now.
Yeah. Pokemon's a very popular franchise, right?
It might be more popular than Mario when you think about it.
I don't know. Super Mario?
I think only a certain amount of people like Mario, but like more kids love Pokemon. And people now have grown up still love Pokemon. Pokemon Go, I see people on their phones all the time with that.
Yeah. But Super Mario?
I'm just saying, like Mario, like it's only for a certain amount of people that like that. And you only get so much out of that those Mario games, unfortunately.
Well, I like Mario. I play the Mario games. I'm more of a Mario guy than a Pokemon guy, that's for sure.
I think I'm more of a Zelda guy, which you also have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a new Link, because there's a new Zelda game that came out, right? Link's Awakening.
Well, it's an old game.
Yeah, but it's like a refurbished version that came out on the Switch.
Right.
This is the Link's Awakening Link Amiibo, and this is the one I was looking forward to the most, because it's just like a nice little Amiibo, you know? Look at him. He's an unusual-looking Amiibo, too. He's a little bit different than the other Link Amiibo. I like it. This is my favorite one. This one sticks out among the Amiibo crowd. It looks different, like it's shiny. Most of the Amiibos, like, they're not shiny, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You see it's like shiny plastic. He looks different.
Well,
I like him.
There's a nice little plain but distinct look to it, which is really nice.
Yeah, he's a really nice Amiibo. Really nice. So this is the one I was looking forward to the most, and I'm happy I got him. I'm definitely more into Zelda than I am into Pokemon. I liked the Breath of the Wild. I didn't finish it, but I liked it. I played it. It was fun.
I can't wait for the sequel. Looks good.
And this is Snake Amiibo, and he's from
Metal Gear.
maybe on camera too. I can get a better look at Snake here. There's
Much
Snake.
better look.
There's Snake right there. Boom. See that? Snakearoo.
Solid Snake.
Yeah, you can get a better look at all the guys here. Boom. Ivysaur. How about that? And then we got Linksky. Hey, that's a nice Link. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And there's more coming, so that's good.
Yeah, and then I got Squirtle coming, and then I pre-ordered 3 more. There's 3 more that I have on pre-order.
Just keeps coming.
Yeah, these are the September releases, and then coming out in November, I think there's more Amiibo. Simon? What's Simon from? You know all these games. I don't know who any of these people are. So who's Simon?
I'm going to guess it's like a... Wow,
what game is that
from?
from?
Simon Belmont. Okay. From Castlevania.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Simon Belmont. And this is Chrome. I think
that's
Fire Emblem.
Yeah. I don't know the character, but I know the series.
They've released so many of these Fire Emblem Amiibo. Like most Amiibo are Fire Emblem. Well, they're all Super Smash Brothers, right? Because they're new characters in the new Smash, which again I'm not into either. I don't play Smash Brothers. And this is Incineroar, who I think is a Pokemon too, right?
Very much looks like one.
Looks like a Pokemon.
Looks like a badass Pokemon too.
Looks like a cool Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a nice Amiibo. Incineroar is the one that I'm looking forward to here in that trio that's coming out in November. Simon and Chrome look kind of, whatever. I have Amiibo that kind of look like that already, but Incineroar looks cool. So those are the 3 that are coming out in November.
For Amiibos, they're pretty expensive. Wow.
Yeah, I think they're $21.99. They were marked up for some reason to $28.24.
Uh-huh.
But they're supposed to be marked back down when they actually release. They're not going to be that price. That's just like the placeholder price or something. They better not be $28. They used to be like 14. When Amiibo first came out, they were $14. Then they jumped it to like 18, and then they jumped it to 22. They better not jump it to 28. That's going to be really tough to keep collecting all of them if they're $28 a piece. It's like double the price of what they were when they started. It's ridiculous. I think they're going to go back down to $21.99.
You would hope.
Which is still expensive.
You would hope still.
Compared to what it was, right?
Well, I mean, you've gotten this far, right? You're not going to stop now.
No. No, they got me locked in. I got all of them, 3, 4 more at a time. It's not going to stop me from getting more.
Good.
It's an addiction. So, Johnny North, that's what's going on. For me, that's what I got for Dave and Johnny Live this week.
Well, I saw we had a bunch of comments there already.
We did have a bunch of comments. I don't think we're going to be able to sift through all of them. Wally wants to see 50 Shades Amiibos.
That's never going to happen. Nintendo will never do that.
And also, Wally is saying Amiibos with an S at the end. The plural for Amiibo is Amiibo. Just so we're clear. For some reason. That's what
nice.
The Amiibo community has decided, that the plural of Amiibo is Amiibo, not Amiibos.
Nice.
All right?
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, good to know. I guess. I don't know. Something I know. I don't know. AJ was there in the comments. Wally's there. Everybody's there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Enjoying the day,
It is
Getting
a nice
ready
day.
for the weekend. What's going on this weekend?
Well, it's AJ's birthday.
AJ's birthday on Sunday. We're not allowed to reveal how old AJ will be, but it is his birthday on Sunday.
And you guys are going to hang out. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah, going to see AJ for his birthday.
That's
Hopefully,
nice.
if he shows up. He was very, sketchy.
That's kind of weird. Like, he's not going to show up for his own birthday party? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's strange.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Can we talk about last night's show? Like, how come there's no more post show anymore when you guys just wrap it up and that's it?
We do a commercial break instead.
Yeah, but what about after the show? Like, it feels like there's a lot more to say after.
Fred has to leave.
Oh, okay.
Fred's tired.
He didn't look tired. You guys seem very happy.
Fred's tired. And like it's good to wrap up like we end the show and then I close the show with the whole extra and everything. It makes sense.
Okay.
Sorry. Shit.
Well, you guys used to do a post show. Like it just died for some reason.
Did we do a post show?
Yeah, I used to always do a post show. Actually, the commercial break.
I thought we did a pre-show. You want us to do a pre-show?
Post actually. Maybe start the show earlier if you can. That'd be great.
If AJ shows up on time.
See, I guess time is a problem with you guys.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, we don't have unlimited time to kind of go on all night, you know?
It's too bad.
Yeah. We have an hour. We do the show. We're in, we're out. We give you a commercial break. We talk about different things during the commercial break. It's kind of like a post show.
A little bit. Yeah, it's nice. You guys talk about politics. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I thought you guys were going to follow up on that, and you guys didn't, unfortunately. So.
What did you think about that?
Well, I agree. I think Trudeau might be screwed now. He screwed himself.
Yeah.
But oh well. But still, I don't know if I'd vote for Sherry. Like, oof. Like,
yeah.
The options are really bad still, regardless.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. You could say that. I mean, you're only giving 2 options there, so.
I feel like we only really have 2 options, but you can say what you want about NDP, but I wouldn't really consider that an option.
Tell you, there's no videos of that guy in blackface.
Okay, sure, fine.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Fine, but still, like, these aren't great options in my opinion whatsoever.
Yeah, well, you can, I mean, you know, it's going to be up to Canada to decide, right? I don't know who's a great option. I think you should be prime minister, to be honest. You or GSP. That's who I'd vote for. You, GSP. You know, who else do we have?
What other, like, just a celebrity of some kind? That's it?
What's Larry Walker doing these days?
What is he doing these days?
Former Expo great Larry Walker. He's a Canadian.
Yeah.
I'd vote for him over any of the options we have currently, barring any, you know, things that we know about Larry Walker. Who knows? Larry Walker for prime minister. All right, let's start it. He's got a shot. Anybody's got a shot. Donald Trump is president of the United States. Anything can happen.
I think it's a little bit different, though, because that seems to be the big joke. Everyone kind of just makes fun of the states now because they voted in Trump, and like Canada would never do something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know. The world is a wacky place, man. You never know what might happen.
It is, but
anything can happen in the WWE, pal.
I would like to think Canada's not as crazy.
Yeah, we're pretty crazy
at times, but not completely.
Wally says Dave Simon for prime minister. He also says shout out to Irreparable Damage. 23 episodes in. Got pretty heated this week. 23 in. Will there be a 24th? Yes. Yes, there will be.
Okay.
We'll probably talk about this Trudeau thing. That was crazy.
Well, you have a lot of anger issues, so it's good that you vent out all your anger issues.
Yeah, on Joey.
Yeah,
not on you.
It's good. It's fantastic. I agree with this.
Yeah. Did you hear the show this week?
No, I did not.
Joey said some outrageous shit. It was pretty good.
I thought it would be you, actually. Okay, wow, I'm surprised.
Well, I mean, maybe it was me. It depends on where you stand, I think, on certain issues. Like maybe, you know, because we're opposites. You know, we see differently. And, you know, he's on one side and I'm on the other. But we're friends. It's all right. In the end, we're all buddies.
It's good that you think that way.
You can have heated conversations, and then at the end, you're all friends. Like you and I, we have some heated conversations about professional wrestling.
Right.
But, you know, we're all buddies in the end.
I like to think so, but sometimes you get pretty angry, yeah. So I don't know about that sometimes.
Yeah, it's all for... Well, after the show, I'm not angry, am I?
No, sometimes you are actually pretty angry.
But not at you.
Yeah, you are, actually.
No, I'm not.
There are moments you get kind of really upset over little things. Surprisingly, not this week. I thought you get upset over the Corbin thing, but you let that slide, which is I'm pretty happy about.
What do you mean?
I thought you'd be very upset that Corbin won. And
well, what are you going to do, man?
You know they trademarked like Shorty G, WWE, for Chad Gable? I thought you were really going to lambaste him for that, but...
Shorty G?
Yeah.
Is that what they're calling him? Is that his rap name?
They trademarked it. Apparently, they've used it on television. I didn't hear it, but...
Shorty G.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
It might be a shirt. I wouldn't be surprised.
Shorty G. Do you see NXT release like 1 million shirts? And they're all very generic. Like for the USA Network thing, they're like, oh, we need to make everybody shirts. So now everybody, literally everybody in NXT has a shirt. There's like 150 new shirts they put out.
What was the problem with WWE? A lot of their stuff is kind of tacky. Like, I wouldn't wear a lot of their T-shirts.
Yeah. Especially their new stuff. I feel like they were in a good design pocket for a while. Like they were putting out some nice stuff. And then it's just been bad for a while. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know who's designing their stuff, but maybe they made a change and whoever it was before was better, but it seems not as good.
Well, as an indie wrestler, I like to wear indie wrestler T-shirts instead, so I support indie wrestlers. WWE, not so much. They have enough money. They don't need the money. Indie wrestlers need the money. Wear indie wrestler T-shirts, like my T-shirt, which you're not wearing, though. So that puts you on the spot a bit.
What do you mean?
You should be wearing my T-shirt.
I wear your T-shirt all the time.
I didn't see it on Ringside Report this week.
Well, I can't wear your shirt every week because then it'll look like, I wear the same shirt every day,
You can be Bart Simpson. It's
If
okay.
people see me on the show every week wearing the same shirt, they'll be like, what does this guy have, one shirt?
You should get my shirt, I guess.
I've got more than one shirt, all right? I don't want to wear the same shirt all the time. I wear your shirt. I wear a Green Phantom shirt. I represent for the my friends, I wear the Glenn W.O. shirt.
Really? I saw that one time you wore the
Once
Glenn.
or twice, I
Yeah,
think.
once, yeah. That one episode where you guys were all the Glenn World Order and then it kind of just faded
Because
away.
he brought the shirts that one time,
Right.
and we were all wearing them.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, it's hard to coordinate,
I suppose.
But,
I'm just saying, if you want to wear my shirt all the time, I have no problem with it. If
I
people
wear your
complain-
shirt. I wear your shirt. I represent for Johnny North. All right? I wear it regularly.
Cool.
You should all wear a Johnny North shirt. You can get them, right?
You can if you go
How do
to
you get them?
You should come to my wrestling show this Sunday, Torture Chamber. I'll be wrestling for the championship against Mike Marston. 2 p.m. is the bell time. 4326 Industrial Boulevard in Montreal North. People should come check it out and buy my T-shirt.
Okay. But what are you going to do to Mike Marston? But what are you going to do to Mike Marston? This is the guy who took your championship from you, Johnny North.
Well, I'm gonna
Tell Mike Marston what you're going to do, brother.
I'm gonna right that wrong because I'm entitled to that championship. I'm an entitled person, and I deserve that championship. I'm gonna win it back this Sunday by defeating him like I did the first time I ever faced him. He beat me, but he beat me in his home crowd, in front of his home crowd in St. Hyacinth. I wasn't ready for that whatsoever. That atmosphere wasn't good for me, but at Torture Chamber, when I was champion, I always won. So now it's back to that.
So you're saying it was a little bit of home cooking the last time you faced Mike Marston. Maybe it wasn't completely down the middle. Maybe, one of the locals in St. Hyacinth put something in your water and made you feel a little bit shaky. Maybe you weren't 100% going into that match. Maybe something wasn't right. But this Sunday, it's not going to be a local fan favorite. It's going to be neutral territory, the Torture Chamber, Big Johnny Genesis, and Mike Marston.
Also the air, too. I mean, you go to St. Hyacinth, it doesn't smell that good there.
That's it.
The people don't look that good either, none of them.
I mean, when it's an arena full of people that all smell and look like Mike Marston,
Exactly. Ugh.
how are you supposed to tell who's Mike Marston?
You just want to punch everyone in the face.
Exactly. How is Johnny supposed to retain his championship under those circumstances? It was unfair that he should have even been in that match to begin with.
Correct.
Shouldn't have had to defend the title that night. It was unfair, and he's going to right the wrongs on Sunday afternoon at the Torture Chamber.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Mike Marston says he's a bone collector? Well, you're a belt collector, brother. And you're going to go collect his belt and relieve him of the pressures of the championship that he clearly cannot handle.
Well, it's his first defense. It goes to show that he's not a very good champion and we can't defend it the first time.
This is a champion. Championship time. The belt's coming home Sunday.
I'll be quite red for that show. Quite red.
Red from those the gimmicks you take?
From the niacin.
The niacin.
Yeah.
You'll be redder than ever. And when he's red, that means he's ready. So get ready.
Oh, I'm more than ready. It's going to be a good weekend. Very good weekend.
More than ready. You hear that? More than ready. It's going to be purple.
It'd be great if AJ was there, but I know AJ is going to be probably a bit busy, though. So,
Yeah.
hopefully I'll see him later after my celebration.
And what are you going to do to the Blood Hunter?
Well, the Blood Hunter is going to be a war. It's going to be tough because I don't know if you saw what he did to Teddy Hart.
No.
Left him a bloody mess.
And this is on Saturday.
Yeah, this is on Saturday.
Wow.
It's going to be tough.
We need to be careful here. Let's go for a disqualification. Let's get out of this one early. You know, let's do a DQ finish. Let's just beat up the Blood Hunter real quick. Put him out of his misery fast because you got a title match on Sunday.
The idea is, to go in there quick, beat him quick. But it's not going to be easy. I'm going to have to, catch him off guard or something because if I let him last too long, it's not going to be good for me, I don't think.
Is Mike Marston wrestling on Saturday?
I don't believe so, no.
Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem fair.
Well, no one really wanted him, so I understand.
Wow. So the Blood Hunter, he did a number on Teddy Hart?
Oh, yeah, he left him a bloody mess. It's pretty bad.
So he's like a hardcore wrestler?
He's just tough. He's just really, really tough.
Who is this Blood Hunter? He wears a mask?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
He just debuted last month, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's already beat up Teddy Hart.
That was his debut, beating up Teddy Hart, leaving him a bloody mess.
As the Blood Hunter.
That's why, you got to respect that, and you got to be cautious with this, because, if that's his debut, it's not going to be an easy task on Saturday. I'm definitely starting with the harder match on Saturday than I am on Sunday, I think.
Could be trouble.
It could be, but that's why I got to win it early and then go on to Sunday.
I'm worried. It's a big weekend. It's a tough weekend. Got to deal with some freak named the Blood Hunter, wears a mask. Nobody knows who this guy is. Could be an escaped mental patient out for murder or revenge. He tried to kill Teddy Hart.
Right.
What's he going to do to you on Saturday? And then you got to travel all the way back and do a match on Sunday afternoon. Not even Sunday night. You don't even get a whole day to recover. You have the match at night on Saturday against this Blood Hunter maniac.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to deal with Mike Marston on Sunday afternoon.
It's a big weekend. Huge.
I'm worried, John.
Yeah, but this is the fun part of wrestling. These kind of experiences like this. It's what makes me feel alive, I find. I enjoy doing stuff like this.
Well, it's awesome, right?
Yeah.
2 big matches. Where's the match on Saturday?
It's in Hawkesbury. It's
Hawkesbury, Ontario?
Yeah, at a high school, the Summit High School in Hawkesbury.
This is a Great North Wrestling show?
It's actually a charity spot show.
Okay.
So, not actually a G&W thing, but it will be taped for G&W. So, you will see it on YouTube, this match.
Anybody else we know going to be on this card with you?
I don't know if you know who Jessica Black is.
No.
She's dating someone that you know, and I know very well. Your former co-host on this show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's in action as well, defending her championship.
Is he wrestling?
He's going to be in Montreal, so he won't be there.
Jeremy Prophet.
Correct.
Black Dynamite?
Either one.
What's he now?
I guess Jeremy Prophet. I mean,
okay.
Depends who you talk to, I suppose.
And he's wrestling in Montreal Saturday?
He is, yeah. So he won't be.
IWS?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not going to be there for this show.
So IWS has a show on Saturday.
It's a big weekend.
So Phantom and Jeremy will probably be on that, right?
Maybe even against each other.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
You know
nice.
how that went last time, so.
Yeah. A lot of wrestling, man. The wrestling business is strong, right? It's alive and well.
Well, it's going. I don't know if it's strong and well, but it's going.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the wrestling business is doing really well, and then I watch a little bit of Impact Wrestling's Victory Road. See how many people were at that show?
Like 100 people?
Yeah, it's like nobody there.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, poor advertising. You can't just go to some state like you've never been to before and expect you're going to sell out. Doesn't happen.
It didn't look good. The building was way too big for what they had too.
You see the card they had? They didn't exactly bring their best people too.
You're saying it was 100 people. It looked like about 5.
Well,
how do you put on a show like that if you're trying to be a big company?
Officially, I think they said it was 100. Maybe they gave some tickets away. I don't know.
Wow, it looked terrible. On camera, it looked terrible.
I bet.
Like, I saw a bit of that, and I was like, I tried to watch some of the Moose Stephan Bonner match.
Okay.
I was just like, whoa, this looks bad. Like, this doesn't look Major League at all.
Right.
It says Impact Wrestling and everything. It's like you're doing a show. You're calling it Victory Road. You're putting on all these matches. It wasn't the best card, but it was, Impact Wrestling. It was an authentic Impact Wrestling show.
Right.
And they drew like nobody in Oklahoma somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in Oklahoma.
Jeez. Why televise that? It's embarrassing.
Wow, it's their own fault. Poor advertising.
AEW seems to be doing well. WWE seems to be doing very well. Ring of Honor seems to be doing all right for the most part, but even them, they have some shows where there's like nobody there.
I feel Ring of Honor, it's always kind of the same thing.
But for Impact to put on Victory Road and have attendance like that, I was shocked.
Well, it's these kind of reasons why you don't see Impact having big shows all the time. You have the Slamversary, you have Bound for Glory, but there's like 3-4 months in between these shows because they need the time to build them.
What's Bound for Glory going to draw?
I think it will do all right. Isn't it in New York or something like that? Like, I feel like it's in a wrestling like town, like where wrestling.
I thought it was Chicago, maybe.
Well, there you go. I mean, I definitely think Bound for Glory will sell decently because it also has an established reputation of being its WrestleMania, right, for Impact.
Villa Park, Illinois, like outside of Chicago, I think.
All right.
Ken Shamrock versus Moose. That's the big match that they're pushing for this one, which is like,
That's something.
Brian Cage versus Sami Callihan for the Impact World title. Michael Elgin versus Naomichi Marufuji, which is a pretty cool match. If you know who Marufuji is, but I don't think a lot of people do.
Right.
He was like what is he, like a Pro Wrestling Noah guy?
I believe so. That's all I know about him.
Yeah. But he's like a legend over there, I'm not that familiar with him, but I know the name, I haven't seen that much of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand if you're into him, that's going to be a really big match, Elgin and Marufuji. And it's cool that they're doing it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do, because there's talk and hype around this match. Then there's the Rascals taking on Dr. Wagner and 2 opponents to be announced. But that's still, in a while. October 20th is the next big Impact Wrestling show. But so far, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's too bad.
I like Impact Wrestling. I want them to do well. I want all these companies to do well. But seeing that Victory Road, I was really... I was surprised, because last week on this show, we were talking about Impact. They got a TV home now, Access TV in the States. They made the whole deal with Anthem getting Access TV, and it seemed like they're on the right track. And then their first show, kind of after that deal's announced, I'm checking out, seeing what's going on, and it's looking pretty ugly. Bowling shoe ugly attendance.
Well, it just goes to show that maybe that they went too hard on what they were trying to sell. Maybe they're not as big as they thought they were.
Yeah, I don't know. I wait and see. I'll try and watch Bound for Glory and see what they do, right? Want to check out some comments?
Sure.
Let's see here. Will this work? You think this will work?
Let's try it.
Whoa, hey, yeah. It worked. Look at that. Wally says he's going to take his pictures of himself in his Johnny North shirt in various places around Ireland and Europe to represent. That's a good idea.
Fantastic.
Take pictures of yourself in the Johnny North shirt, send them to Johnny North, and he'll retweet that, right?
Yep.
Derek John says he wears his Johnny North shirt regularly, so that's cool. See, people are out there wearing the Johnny North Genesis shirt, representing for Big Johnny. We need more people in the Big Johnny Army. Get your shirt.
Agreed.
something about bare knuckle fighting and Ken Shamrock. Wally's saying he was supposed to face Moose, but he's got a bare knuckle fighting thing. I mean, Ken Shamrock right now is on the card for Bound for Glory against Moose, which, is Ken Shamrock a draw in 2019?
I think for some it depends on the audience, really. I think more towards like UFC fans, really.
I don't even know if UFC fans really care about Ken Shamrock. You got to be a pretty old school UFC fan to give a shit about Ken Shamrock at this point.
Right.
UFC fans these days are all about Conor McGregor. They don't know who George St. Pierre is, right? It's like...
No, they know who George is. They just don't like George.
Vaguely, right? What do you mean they don't like George?
Well, people don't like that George will just come back and like, oh, well, I want this fight, Like, they feel like, no, Tony gets the fight because Tony is always fighting and George just like retired and comes back when he wants to. I get why people don't like George.
Sounds like you don't like George. I
No,
thought George was your personal friend and gave you an inspirational talk here. You're trying to talk down on GSP. He's the man.
Not at all. Like
give him Khabib.
I like George too, but I understand people's view on why they don't like George because, one, they didn't meet George, so they don't have the biased view that you and I have. And also, George is not fighting. Like, when's the last time George fought? It was years ago. Tony fought recently. It makes more sense for Tony, I think.
Sure.
Even George said it, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, come on.
Yeah, but you heard my point on the show last night.
I agree, but I also disagree. So, I agree with your point, but I disagree with your point.
Well, you can't have it both ways, John.
Well, I'd like to see George eventually fight Khabib,
right,
but not right now.
But if Tony Ferguson fights him, Khabib, that is, and beats him.
There's a lot of hypotheticals here.
Okay, but if he does,
okay,
what do you do?
Well, George doesn't want to fight anymore?
Against Tony Ferguson?
He can't fight Khabib?
Why? George wants to be a 3-division champion.
See, George can make
if Khabib isn't champion.
Oh, George can make 155? I thought, making middleweight was tough for him. Like, he's going to drop to 155?
He's always said making 155 would be easier than making middleweight.
He still never did it, though.
But he made middleweight, so...
And there was problems with that. Wasn't he have health issues after that?
I think George can make 155. He says he can. You're gonna say he can't? You're gonna tell George he can't?
I'm worried that he puts his health at risk again, and I wouldn't want that.
For one fight?
I don't know if it's worth it. George has done everything he's needed to do. He's accomplished everything he's needed to accomplish. He's proved everything he's had to prove.
He could be the only guy in the history of the sport to be a champion in 3 different divisions.
Is it really worth it? I don't know if it's worth it. He's already made his millions.
Are any fights worth it? Was the Bisping fight worth it?
I think so.
Why?
I think to prove to everyone that he could come back and fight again, because the last fight he had...
How about he comes back and proves to everybody that not only can he come back and fight whenever he wants, but he's the greatest of all time, and he's always been the greatest, and no one's ever been able to touch him, and he can come back and fight the current undefeated king in a new weight division and smash him to pieces. How about proving that he's the greatest fighter fucking ever? I think he is.
Right.
It's just a matter of giving him the opportunity to prove it. And that's why I'm pissed off at the UFC, because I believe in George St. Pierre, and I believe that he's the greatest ever, and I really want him to be able to prove it to everybody in beating Khabib, because I think he can do it. I just want them to give him the fight so he can prove to everybody that he's the man, because he is the man.
But that's it. He's already done it. Like, he's going to have doubters no matter what, even if he beats them. If he comes back, he wins the championship, there'll still be doubters.
If he comes back and he beats Khabib, there'll still be doubters? How? How can you doubt that?
There'll be people making excuses again, saying, "Oh, George took it the right time. He waited for it."
Look, he's already the greatest of all time.
Of course,
he's already the greatest ever.
That's why he doesn't have anything to prove at this point. It's just for himself. It's just because he would like to challenge. That's pretty much it.
It would solidify him, though, as the greatest ever.
I think his legacy is already solidified.
I think John Jones may go down as the greatest of all time.
It's different weight class.
Undefeated.
John Jones does have a DQ loss, but okay.
Yeah, but come on. Stupid. Watch the fight.
All right, but
Watch
still,
the Matt Hamill fight and tell me.
he should have lost to Anthony Smith too. It was an illegal knee in that one.
What? He should have lost to Anthony Smith? That's a conspiracy theory that I'm not familiar with.
Did you see the illegal knee that he threw?
What do you mean illegal knee?
He
to
threw
where?
He threw an illegal knee on Anthony Smith. I think it was in the 3rd or 4th round.
Was Smith down and he hit him in the head
Yeah,
with a knee?
yeah.
Whatever.
I know you say whatever, and they let it slide, but if Smith couldn't go and he could have faked it, he should have won.
What? That's ridiculous.
What do you mean it's ridiculous? You know what happens?
You're saying that a guy should have faked injuries so that he could get a disqualification win over the greatest ever? That's another stain on the legacy?
Become a
Be
champion.
a stain on Anthony Smith. That's ridiculous, John. That's a preposterous thing. This isn't pro wrestling where you fake an injury to get the victory, okay? This is real fighting where you have honor and dignity.
And you get more money if you win.
Not by disqualification if you fake an injury. Everybody's going to be like, oh, boo.
You still get the money. It doesn't matter.
You don't get the money. The promotion has to decide that you're worth the money. And if you're faking injuries to win fights, you don't deserve anything.
Well, you got to prove it.
Fuck, John. This is why you're not allowed on Ringside Report.
Well, I'm too controversial. AJ's not more controversial. What are you talking about?
AJ's far more logical, and he's a martial artist.
I'm pretty sure he'd throw it out there. I'm pretty sure he'd almost agree with it. I feel like he did agree with it back then, that there was an illegal knee.
Well, AJ just wants to say anything to discredit John Jones.
Possibly. Okay.
He doesn't like John Jones, right? We know that.
I feel like he put him over the last couple of times, but okay.
No, he's always trying to bury John Jones. Are you kidding? Come on, man. Is there any AEW news we can talk about?
Kenny Omega kind of discredited the whole NXT roster, saying that it would be the dark match.
Oh, yeah. He cut a promo on AEW, right? Or on NXT.
Right.
Should I get the direct quote? Kenny Omega NXT. Yeah, let's see here. Kenny Omega spoke this week about the Monday night or Wednesday night wrestling wars, right?
Well, thankfully Wednesday, not Monday.
Omega asked about AEW going head-to-head with NXT. Talk to Sportskeeda, whatever that is.
It's a website.
Okay. Omega says, you can call it a war if you want. It's like, to me, like we're in a completely different kind of business. I mean, what they're doing is different from what we're doing. It's weird because it's hard to say you're going to war with people that I call my friends. And yet we are going to war. And yet, when I sit back and look at the grand picture, it's like I'm going to war with these dudes that, if we were on the show together, the same show, the same promotion, let's pretend there were no borders. Let's pretend there were no promotions. Let's just pretend there's just one big promotion. If these guys were on the same show as me, they'd be in the dark match. They'd be in the opening match of my main event match. You're going to call that a war? You're going to call that competition? Go ahead. Okay, maybe it's fun for you to do. That's cool. But we're different planets. And you're going to see that right away. When you see 10,000 plus arenas sold out, you're going to see smiles on fans' faces. And you're going to see real stars, not developmental talent, but real stars appearing on your television sets every week.
Pretty good. I like it. I love the...
It's a promo, though. You know? People are taking him seriously and getting all offended. It's just a promo. He's an executive vice president of AEW. What do you expect him to say?
Well, I have to agree, though, that I'd rather watch the Elite over the Undisputed Era.
Of course. I mean, he's not wrong. You know, a lot of these guys would be on the undercard, would be the dark match, but don't tell me that, Matt Riddle wouldn't find himself in a match with Kenny Omega once in a while. Don't tell me that Walter and Kenny Omega wouldn't be a kick-ass main event for any AEW pay-per-view, right?
Well, Kenny tweeted that there are exceptions to the rule because someone tweeted that to Matt Riddle, and, Kenny's like, no, we're bros. There's exceptions to the rules.
Oh, of course.
Then Matt Riddle wrote back, yeah, we're bros.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, Kenny knows that there are certain guys in NXT that are perfectly capable of, kicking ass and being in a main event level anywhere in the world. He is right that AEW will be, in arenas, whereas NXT is staying in Florida, taping at Full Sail.
Yep.
He does have that correct. But it's just a promo, man. He's just, bigging up his company and making them look bigger than the competition. You know, it is a competition, and he can say it's not, but, you know, they're two wrestling shows going up against each other on cable television in the U.S. I don't know what else you're going to call it, but it's going to be some sort of ratings war. Both companies could completely ignore each other, but people that watch pro wrestling will have to decide whether to watch one show or the other on a Wednesday night live. I mean, you could watch both shows very easily with PVRs and the internet and everything, right?
Of course.
You could watch both, no problem. You could be a fan of both shows very, very easily. But, you know, ratings do matter still to a certain extent. And, you know, we'll see who has the stronger rating on Wednesday night. But I think most people will be more interested in AEW right off the bat because they're going to be delivering a new product that you've never seen before, something completely different. NXT, we've seen NXT. They did their first 2-hour show this week. You saw it? It was good. Will it maintain that level for, you know, months to come? We'll see. They really, you know, pulled out all the stops this week. They had Walter. They had, you know, a big fatal four-way match. They did a lot. They had a title change. They did a lot. They're doing the most on NXT. They can't do that every week.
Well, that's going to be the fun part. Say if AEW does do better in the ratings, or if they're close or whatever, that forces WWE to up their talent, I think, for NXT. So maybe you'll see guys from Raw and SmackDown on NXT because they're forced to.
Well, that's possible. But I don't think it's going to be SmackDown guys on NXT.
Okay, not SmackDown because of the Fox thing, fine.
Right, because I think Fox people are going to stay on Fox. And if you're on SmackDown, you're on Fox, and that's kind of where you are, maybe an island to yourself. I could see Raw people because Raw's staying on the USA Network, and that's where NXT is.
Sure, yeah.
I could see Raw people kind of moving back and forth to bolster the product. But we did think Kevin Owens was going to be showing up maybe in NXT, maybe dropping down certain stars from the main roster to NXT, but that doesn't seem like it's happening. I think right now they're keeping everybody where they are, and they're trying to just give you the very best of NXT every week. And they have a pretty solid roster, especially bringing in Walter and some of these NXT UK guys. Like combining NXT UK and NXT and 205 Live into one big brand, there's a lot of talent there. If you want to do that, like, that's good enough. If you want to put the best of NXT UK, the best of NXT, and 205 Live on one show and call it NXT, and that's your TV show, it's good. It's a good show.
It's good, but like you've said in the past, this is more of a developmental territory, so you're going to get matches where they're not as polished.
Well, you need to stop putting those matches out there. Like the Zia Yee against Aaliyah match this week on NXT.
Right.
It was a bad match. It was a developmental match. It didn't look ready for prime time, and it shouldn't have been on TV. You got to stop giving us these developmental matches. Forget about, you know, giving people experience being on TV, getting that developmental, you know, mindset. Start putting on a really good show and, you know, leave developmental off camera or in Evolve or whatever you want to do. But as far as your main TV show, 2 hours a week, it should be the very best of what you have in that system.
Well, they need to do that. They currently aren't doing that. So that's why it didn't feel like a takeover. I know a lot of people thought it was going to feel like a takeover this past Wednesday, but
it kind of did.
At moments, and then moments not so much. Some moments it just felt like another episode of NXT.
Right.
So.
But there were some pretty solid matches.
There were. For the first hour, I was highly entertained. Then I thought the second hour, there was a bit of a drop.
Pete Dunne and what's his name?
Yeah, that was fun.
Huas. That was a good match.
That was good.
The Matt Riddle main event, like, it was kind of a weird finish, but it was a cool deal. It was different.
Well, I just thought it was just a brawl. It wasn't much of anything.
It was a different kind of brawl, though, where the whole roster gets involved because they're just, you know, at war.
This is a problem, too. Like, you start off the show so hot with that Four Corners women's match, and then you start off again with that NXT North American Championship, but then you have a squash match, and then you're going to bring in the Cruiserweights. The Cruiserweights were fine, but...
It was a good match, Leo Rush and Oney Lorcan.
The flow of the show, like, it completely went off track a bit, I found.
Maybe. I think they probably put their best stuff on the first hour because it was exclusive to TV and they want you to watch TV.
I guess so. And like that's
Because the
why.
second hour was on the network, right?
Right, and it felt like a takeover, and then suddenly it doesn't feel like a takeover. It's just like another episode, which is not bad, but you could feel it. You could feel just the intensity, just the level of quality dropped.
See, I only watched the second hour.
Right.
So I was like, oh, this is just like a good episode of NXT.
Right, which is fine, but it's kind of disappointing if you're watching it from start to finish.
And that's what people are going to be doing.
Mostly, not us, right?
But can they maintain that level? You know, like they're going to really do everything for SmackDown. They're bringing Brock. They're bringing the draft. They're bringing everything for the first couple of weeks. But then what happens by November? Like, where are you?
That's going to be fun to find out, right?
Can you keep up? Because they're really throwing everything at us. They're like, here's everything. Let's see what sticks.
This is a problem because there's just so much wrestling. It's hard to keep the viewer entertained. It's hard to keep me entertained throughout all this. So to keep the entertainment level at a certain pace, it's going to be very difficult. I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off, but they have the talent to do it. That's for sure.
7 hours of WWE TV this week.
Not counting the pay-per-view.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Not count. I mean, with the pay-per-view is what? 10 and a half, 11?
About that.
11 hours of WWE TV, and we watched it all. I mean, I didn't watch 1 hour. Okay, I watched 10 and a half. I didn't watch 1 hour of NXT.
You still could have watched 205 or WWE main event as well, so you didn't watch all of it.
My goodness. Get out of here with that.
Well, you watched the important stuff. That's the important part,
Yeah.
right?
And I even watched some of the Impact Victory Road. Like, jeez.
Too much.
And New Japan.
Too much.
Too much. It's too much going on right now. John, that's it. I'm wrapping it up. Final comments?
What are the final comments? People
I don't know.
talking? There's Antoinette's there.
Antoinette says no more Brock. Stop giving him the title.
He's back.
Yeah, well, they're going to give him the title. Watch Wrestling Uncensored. It'll be available on the channel tomorrow morning. Every Saturday morning, Wrestling Uncensored goes up, and you'll be able to watch that tomorrow. We talk about Brock Lesnar. We talk about Daniel Bryan. We talk about all the things in the WWE. On this week's episode, what else did we do this week?
We talked
What do we
about
have?
The Fiend a lot, how he should be the Universal Champion coming up.
Did we? I don't think I
said
agreed
that.
on that. You said that.
said
I don't
that.
agree
That's all
with
that
that.
matters.
King Baron Corbin, of course, the new King of the Ring. Hell in a Cell coming up. Sasha Banks.
You got mad because there's no Women's Evolution this year.
Yeah, well, there should be.
I don't know about that.
Anyways,
Ronda Rousey runs the place. If she's not there, too bad.
listen to Wrestling Uncensored or watch Wrestling Uncensored here on the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment, and, we'll be back. We'll be back. AJ's back, but I think he missed the show. I think AJ was on before the show, and then AJ took a break, or he disappeared, now he's back, and the show's over. See you, AJ. Happy birthday, AJ. It's AJ's birthday this weekend. We won't say how old he will be.
We'll let him do that one day.
Yeah, maybe he will reveal that and much more on future episodes of Ringside Report. Go watch last night's episode of Ringside Report. If you missed it, it's on the channel right now. It's also on our website, ringsidereport.net. Follow Johnny on Twitter at North Genesis, on Instagram at Genesis Johnny North. You could follow me on all the things at Dave Simon MMA.
AJ says you should like the video as well.
Yeah, I already said that.
Okay.
AJ's not paying attention as usual. Watch AJ and all our thoughts on MMA from the show last night. We talked about Conor McGregor and who he should fight next.
Who should he fight next?
Dustin Poirier.
Really?
Spoiler alert, we said Dustin Poirier. We'll find out why. Watch the show. And
I feel AJ says something different.
Did you not watch the show?
I did. I feel AJ says something different.
Yeah, he probably said like Floyd Mayweather.
Something like that. I think he said Khabib, I think, if I'm not mistaken, but okay.
Oh, yeah, he would.
Yeah, like...
It's not happening. Tony Ferguson's happening. All right.
Okay.
I'll be back, Wrestling Uncensored, and then we'll be back next week for another episode of Dave and Johnny Live. All right? Ringside Report every Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the channel. Os, AJ, Os.
He says he loves us. That's nice.
Of course.
I appreciate that.
We love you all. All right?
Good night.
Good night.